Hello, everyone. Welcome to Machine Learning Studio Modeling class. In this session, we will prepare data and build a machine learning model. The lessons of this session are as follows. First, I'll talk about what Azure ML Studio is, which we will be using, what kinds of data there are for us to use, and then we will try pre-processing and training a model. We will study what algorithms to train and evaluate performance of the trained model. First, let's have a look at Azure Machine Learning Studio, which we will be working with. The word Azure in the name may look unfamiliar to many of you. Azure is a name for a cloud platform from Microsoft. It is also an English word that means the color blue. We can associate the word easily if we imagine the sky with white clouds. When we hear the word Azure, it is an unfamiliar word, but you can picture the sky with clouds. This cloud platform has various services such as data storage is where you can store your data, virtual machine web services, app services, or network. The AI platform, where you can use AI, is one of them. In the past, we had to study a great deal of mathematical knowledge to build an AI model, a machine learning model. We had to understand this kind of difficult mathematical concepts, such as linear algebra or algorithm functions, to be able to train machine learning. Besides these, we had to learn languages like Python or R. And we had to be capable of using complex libraries like scikit-learn, NumPy, or Pandas. And then we were able to load data, pre-process them, and train a model. However, with Azure Machine Learning Studio, we can load and pre-process data and try modeling without needing to understand all the difficult codes. The studio consists of these components shown in the image on the screen. As you can see, we don't need to code, and we can design a machine learning model just by connecting each function block by drag and drop. This screen may remind some of you of MIT Scratch. Scratch is a program built by MIT to help kids understand programming and learn to code. With this, we can easily actualize various functions like making a character walk forward, turn around, or speak by linking blocks of each function without writing a line of code. Just like this, Azure ML Studio is a program that lets us focus on machine learning itself, not on difficult mathematical theories or coding. To summarize it, Azure ML Studio consists of a visual interface. So, you don't need to write a code. You don't need to work on difficult terminals either. All you need is an internet connection and a web browser. Then, we can perform all the jobs by drag and drop. However, anyone who is familiar with Python, R, or SQL can utilize a more advanced version by adding such functions. Moreover, you can also use widely used machine learning frameworks like TensorFlow, Keras, or PyTorch. Because of that, it is a program that anyone, from beginners to experts, can use. There are many file formats we can use with Azure ML Studio like these. We can upload plain TXT files and practice with them. We can also upload and use commonly used CSV files with commas, TS files with tabs, Excel files, which you use a lot, or Azure table that Azure uses, Hive table, SQL, and even compressed ship files. It supports many formats like these. They would have many data types in there. We can use a file called a string, which consists of a string of letters. People's names, addresses, email addresses, dialogues, or keywords can be in a string. As a second way, we can use whole numbers called integers. Ages, rankings, or orders are information described in integers. There is information that is written in decimal numbers. Values like temperatures or densities are an example of it. Next one is Boolean. You may not be familiar with Boolean. It means true or false. When we are given a condition, we can determine if we have passed a certain condition or not. Boolean values are used for problems classified in binary. It is a form of data usually used to show whether the day was a weekend or not, or whether it rained or not that day. And there are two types: time span and date time. Both are associated with the concept of date and time. Date time means the exact time and date. And time span means a time interval, which we can think of as the amount of time that has passed from this day to that day. So, here we have a total of 6 data types we can use. So, we want to see whether each value I have in my data is in the form of a string, an integer, a decimal number, Boolean, date time, or time span, and prepare the data ready accordingly. The steps to perform machine learning are like this. We start with importing the data. After importing the data, we need to pre-process the data instead of using it at once. After pre-processing it into the form we want, we need to spit the data. And then we choose an algorithm and train the model. Lastly, we proceed to evaluate the model, although each step may not sound crystal clear to you now. As we practice together, you will get a clear idea of them. Azure ML Studio provides all the necessary functions to perform all the steps, and we can use more than 100 modules. We are going to use about 10 of them to build a model. I hope you have gained some understanding of the environment of Azure ML Studio. It will be helpful if you have clear understanding of Azure ML Studio, because it is the environment where you will be doing your practices. This is all for the introduction to Azure ML Studio. In the next session, we will take a look at the data we will be using